Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Aaron. How you doing? I got another stack of records I'd like to share with you. But first, I'd like to say um, my mom had her surgery on Monday, and she is doing great. The surgery was a technical success. She's in a lot of pain, which is to be expected. But thank you for all your positive, thoughts, prayers, good vibes, whatever it is you sent my way. Really works, and she's going to be in recovery for a while, but she's doing great. And overall, I couldn't be happier for the doctors at the Mayo Clinic. So very, very happy and relieved. And wow, just the amount of stress. Oh, whew, that was just it was a pretty tense ride, but everything's going well, and I'm really happy to be able to share that with you guys. So thank you very much. I kind of been ignoring. That being said, a lot of what's been happening in the United States here, for instance, the election and what's happened over in the East Coast with the hurricane and everything. My heart goes out to everybody out there. They're still without power. All the necessities of modern life that electricity brings, and just the people that are part of the VC that are affected by that. Jimmy Earl Swab, if you're watching, or maybe you don't have power yet or something, I don't know, but I hope everything's going well for you out there. And the election, yeah. I am from the state of Minnesota. There were 2 amendments on the ballot. Regardless of the presidential election, I'm happy the way that turned out. But there was 2 amendments on the ballot. One was the voter ID amendment, asking the people to vote on whether or not people should have a voter ID card. That did not pass because I think the people of Minnesota know better. If it did pass, it would, like for instance, I had to register at the polls because I recently moved to my new location, and I missed the voter registration deadline, and so I wasn't pre-registered. So if something like that were to pass, I wouldn't be allowed to register at the polls without a voter ID. Secondly, people with less access, to the resources to be able to pre-register or register at the polls. For example, poorer people or people without money, that would be a little more difficult. Secondly, the marriage amendment that did not pass in Minnesota. Basically, a question was asked on the ballot: should the definition of marriage be between one man and one woman? And majority of Minnesotans voted no, so it did not pass, which is great because my personal belief is that marriage is a civil union, for instance, and just thinking about it, 50 years ago, there were people in the United States just because of their race that weren't allowed to marry, say for African American and a Anglo or white American or whatever you want to call it. That marriage would have considered to be illegal back in the early 60s, still, and just thinking about that, regardless of race or sexuality, if people love each other and they want to spend their lives with each other, they can get married, and if it doesn't work out, they'll get divorced. You know what I mean? So, that's just the way the world is, and I think the overall mood of the United States is kind of changing, and that showed in last night's political thing that happened. America no longer is a country full of white males, I guess you should say. It's a very diverse population. The overall mood and the consciousness of the American people is changing. So that just, hey, that's why Mitt Romney didn't win. I'm not saying anything about race or anything. I'm half Mexican myself. I know I don't look it in some ways, but my skin color is pretty light. But the world's changing, and they're just going to have to get used to it. I'm glad the results, turn out the way they did. So, sorry about all that. Anyway, thank you, America. And thank you for the healthcare my mom has to be able to pay for this operation, and then she's covered. So, I don't know. Nazareth, hair of the dog. I'm going to go through some used records here first, and then go through a few new mail order pieces. It's hard for me to shop in a record store so far away, especially since, there's a lot of things have been happening in my life, so I haven't been able to make it anywhere near a record store. So, anyway, Here's some Goodwill finds, dollar bin finds, or Salvation Army finds. Here, Nazareth Hair the Dog. It's actually 50 cents. I bought this because there's a song when I first started playing in a band when I was probably like 12, 13 years old, called Hair of the Dog. And we used to play that song, and it's on this album. Also, the Love Hurts, the Everly Brothers cover is on here. Just to have. I mean, I don't know if I'll keep it or not, or if I'll sell it, or make some art of it. Simon and Garfunkel, Sounds of Silence. I have a copy of this already. It's pretty beat, but this one's actually in much better condition. This too was 50 cents. So this will be replacing the copy that I have, which is 7-inch press. This is an original, so it's kind of cool to have this. Simon and Garfunkel, what do you say? This was kind of neat. I don't think I ever really heard of this album. This is a Beach Boys 69, the Beach Boys live in London. Kind of a cool record. I mean, just 50 cents, come on. I mean, it's in great shape. I haven't heard this before, so I think 50 cents is a small price to pay for music. This was 50 cents as well. It's one Buddy Holly record. It's just called The Great Buddy Holly. It's not an original, so hold your horses. It's an MCA press. It's the 80s, after the whole resurgence of the, Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, a Big Bopper thing out from the movie The Bomba and stuff like that. This has, just your, typical Buddy Holly songs in it, like That'll Be the Day. Actually, some of these songs I really don't know about. So kind of excited to listen to this, see what it's all about. Like I said, Buddy Holly's, I've been listening to it since I was a little kid. I didn't even know this record existed. This is a compilation, obviously from the 70s. This is Rolling Stones, Sucking in the 70s. Kind of neat, huh? 50 cents, what the hell? Buy it. Okay, now these are some records here I found at the Goodwill in Rochester the day before my mom's surgery. My sister, my fiance, and I were up just, and then my fiance we left the hotel kind of bored, we went, looking around places. Now these are some records I had never really heard of, or some of these artists I know. The reason why I bought these, they're in really great shape, and they had an Amoeba label on them, a price tag on them. So somebody must have got these at Amoeba Records, and they were different than everything else that were in the bins there. Your typical polka, your Christmas music, your worship music, or whatever. This is Kid Thomas and his Creole Jazz Band. Sonnets from Algiers. This is New Orleans Legends, Volume 3 on Jazzology. It looked interesting to me. It said Amoeba on it. I thought I'd give it a shot. The record's in great shape. So what the hell? These were only 50 cents as well. This is Ella Fitzgerald sings the Gershwin Songbook. This has also had an Amoeba price tag on it. The jacket's a little bit rough, but the vinyl's, listenable condition, it's really shiny and glossy. No scratches on it. Give it a shot. And this one here, I don't know who this person is, but it looked really cool. It also has an Amoeba label on it. Mercedes Sosa. This was another 50-cent record. It's I don't know if it's Cuban music or whatever. It says in Spanish, recorded in March, July, and September in Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, and Madrid. Technical, I don't know that word in Spanish. Direction, artist direction, Mercedes Sosa and Fabian Matus. Art ideas, I don't know, studio graphics produced for Mercedes Sosa, Daniel Greenbank, and Fabian Matus for Daniel Greenbank Productions. I don't know, anyway, I'm trying to read in Spanish, I really don't know much Spanish, but anyway, Mercedes Sosa. Kind of cool. I put it on the record player just for like a minute, just to kind of get it, see what it sounds like. It's some pretty good Latino music. A couple more here from the Goodwill. This is Frank Sinatra, Put Your Dreams Away on. It's a Columbia 6i label. It has an Amoeba label on it. Wait, no. It has a Streetlight label on it. Anyway, that's what that is. I dream of you, dream. I have but one heart, that girl I marry. The girl that I marry. Oh, jeez. Anyway, I really don't know any of these songs on here, but it was in really good shape, and it was a Columbia 6i. I just wanted to pick it up. This is probably the catch of the day at the Goodwill. This is Edith Piaf, the best of Edith Piaf, the immortal little sparrow from France. First Edith Piaf album in my collection. Pretty excited to have this. I just watched that movie Inception, and they used the music of Edith Piaf. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but anyway, it's like, I got to get some of that on vinyl. And here it is. Boom, just like that. Okay. Now I've been in kind of an Elliott Smith mood. To beef up my Elliott Smith collection, from 2 to 4, I doubled it. I got a couple Elliott Smith records. These are brand new I bought. I've had this as a digital download. The next one I'm going to show you, I've also had as I had to have it on CD, but to have it on vinyl is a different feeling altogether. And they both came with digital downloads. This is Elliott Smith's New Moon. This is a compilation of, rare tracks, unreleased songs. Let's see here, Angel in the Snow, which is a beautiful song. Talking to Mary, High Times, New Monkey, Looking Over My Shoulder, Going Nowhere. Side B, Riot Coming, All Cleaned Out, First Timer, Go By, Miss Misery. It's an early version of Miss Misery with some alternate lyrics. And also, the last song on side B is 13 by It's a Big Star cover, which is a beautiful, beautiful song. Just a great song. I love that song. Let's see here, Pretty Mary Kay. There's another version of that on here. See you later. I mean, it's a double LP. Definitely worth. I mean, it was cheap. I mean, it was like $15 or something like that. So good. Kill Rock Stars, Elliott Smith's New Moon, and this one was a posthumously released album of his. This is a gatefold as well. This is a double LP from A Basement on the Hill. Elliott Smith. I got it in plastic. When I saw Elliott Smith, he performed a lot of these songs that were on here. Pretty Ugly Before, it's one of the songs that he performed, Sprung Out Again, A Fond Farewell, King's Crossing. Memory Lane was another one that he performed when I saw him. Just really, really cool and really sad record, this one here, Elliott Smith. I like the title, From A Basement on the Hill. Kind of harkens back to Hank Williams from Mansion on the Hill. Hank Williams, I hope so. I hope I didn't make an ass of myself. But anyway, so awesome to have this. Just for some reason, just going through another really big Elliott Smith kick. And there's some of his earlier works that I need to get, like Either Or, self-titled, things like that. Okay, this next one here is a album that I've seen a few people show on the PC, which is probably because it's dirt cheap. It's like $7. This one here, Booker T and the MGs, Macklemore Avenue. It's kind of, they're doing Beatles tunes here. I think they're a tribute to Abbey Road. It's the soul version right here, which is pretty cool. I think Rob Novak showed this one too. Pretty sweet album. What else have we here? I got a few more to show you. Oh, this one is my first piece of vinyl by these guys, and I'm really happy to have this. I love this record. I love their entire catalog, but their first couple of albums on vinyl are very expensive. They're out of print. They've been out of print since I think they were originally pressed. But this one is still in print. You can get this really cheap. This is Kings of Convenience, Declaration of Independence. A really cool kind of a soft duo from Sweden, I believe. I believe they're from Sweden, or are they from Norway? I can't remember exactly. Jonas, are you watching? Maybe you can clarify that for me. Kings of Convenience, yeah. I'm looking for clues. But anyway, I love these guys. I mean, their album Ride on an Empty Street is one I'd love to have on vinyl, but I've seen a couple online. They're just out of my price range. I can buy a lot of records for the amount just one of their records, the original pressings, would cost. So maybe they'll repress it. Hopefully, that'd be great. I'll be first in line to get one if they do. But definitely check out Kings of Convenience if you really like some. It's very acoustic. Just the two. There's some accessory musicians on a couple of the tracks, but just these two guys right here, just singing some really soft, beautiful, kind of folky, jazzy, kind of acoustic tunes. Just check it out. And Kings of Convenience. First song I ever heard by them was a song called Homesick, and it was Take It Off, Right on Empty Street. It kind of reminded me of Simon and Garfunkel. You know what I mean? Just in their prime, just like the two guys. There were harmony styles and everything like that. Just beautiful. Okay, and then this is another one I've seen a couple people show, and Andreas, aka the Grecian Thunder, showed this record. I've been listening to this for a long time now. I bought it on vinyl. Also comes with a digital download. A badass soul record. This is Charles Bradley. No time for dreaming. Yeah, buy it. Do your ears a favor. It's a beautiful, beautiful record, man. This guy can sing, and it's on the Japtone label. And just wow, really, really cool album. Buy it. And this one is a Grail record. I told you I had another Grail coming in the mail, and this is it right here. A lot of you probably don't know what it is. A lot of you probably do, and I saw this online for just a ridiculously cheap price. And I didn't think, considering you can buy a sealed cassette of this album for like $20, and then like the CD is sealed. You can find one every now and then for like $30. But this was cheaper than that, and this is all pummel. Big memory album from the mid-90s for me, punk rock album. This band is essentially the Descendants with a different singer. When Milo was in college, they had this guy come make a record with them. They changed their name to All. Went on tour. The first song I heard about these guys, I was watching 120 Minutes MTV, and it's called $1,000,000. Just a great pop, kind of punk. Some of it's kind of hard too, punk album. Really cool to have. A treasure from the 90s. It's out of print in all forms. It's you can't get the CD anymore. It's not in print. The cassette obviously is out of print. The vinyl is way out of print. Hopefully they'll repress it. But yeah, here it is. It's still got the shrink wrap on underneath here. Seller did say the album was mint. Not quite. Some light scratches on it. I contacted the seller. They said they're going to give me a partial refund, which would be kind of cool. They haven't yet, so hopefully they will soon. I'm pretty particular about the condition of my records, so I like them to be as clean as possible. And if you know how it is. Anyway, that's it. It's kind of a long one, but I hope everyone's doing well. And man, just thank everybody so much, and thanks for watching.